Good day, I am Jenelle and Macaraig from grade 11 Akpedogu, and today on General Biology, we are going to be tackling about the Turner syndrome. First, let us have an introduction. So, chromosomal abnormalities. Normally, humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, making 46 in total. This includes one pair of chromosomes, which are the sex chromosomes. The ova and the sperm each carry 23 chromosomes. Chromosomal abnormalities occur when there is a defect in a chromosome or in the arrangement of the genetic material on the chromosome. Very often, chromosome abnormalities give rise to specific physical symptoms. However, the severity of these can vary from individual to individual. Abnormalities can be in the form of additional material which may be attached to a chromosome, or where part or a whole chromosome is missing, or even in defective formation of a chromosome. Any increases or decreases in chromosomal material interfere with normal development and function. So, there are two main types of chromosomal abnormality which can occur during meiosis and fertilization: numerical aberrations and structural aberrations. So, what are numerical aberrations? These are usually caused by a failure of chromosome division, which results in cells with an extra chromosome or a deficiency in chromosomes. Gametes with these anomalies can result in conditions such as Down syndrome, who have 47 chromosomes instead of 46, or Turner syndrome, 45 chromosomes. Common types of numerical aberrations are triploidy, trisomy, monosomy, and mosaicism. So the next one is structural aberrations. These occur due to a loss of genetic material or a rearrangement in the location of the genetic material. They include deletions, duplications, inversions, ring formations, and translocations. Most chromosome anomalies occur as an accident in the egg or sperm and are therefore not inherited. The anomaly is present in every cell of the body. Some anomalies, however, can happen after conception, resulting in mosaicism, where some cells have the anomaly and some do not. Chromosome anomalies can be inherited from a parent or be de novo. This is why the chromosome studies are often performed on parents when a child is found to have an anomaly. So for my chosen chromosomal aberrations, we have Turner syndrome, and this presentation is to give light to this syndrome. So what is Turner syndrome? Turner syndrome, a condition that affects only females, results when one of the X chromosomes, sex chromosomes, is missing or partially missing. Turner syndrome can cause a variety of medical and developmental problems, including short height, failure of the ovaries to develop, and heart defect. So Turner syndrome may be diagnosed before birth or prenatally, during infancy, or in early childhood. Occasionally, in females with mild signs and symptoms of Turner syndrome, the diagnosis is delayed until the teen or young adult years. Girls and women with Turner syndrome need ongoing medical care from a variety of specialists. Regular checkups and appropriate care can help most girls and women lead healthy, independent lives. So here we have an example of what Turner syndrome can look like to kids, especially girls. Let's go to symptoms. Signs and symptoms of Turner syndrome may vary among girls and women with the disorder. For some girls, the presence of Turner syndrome may not be readily apparent, but in other girls, a number of physical features and full growth are apparent early. Signs and symptoms can be subtle, developing slowly over time, or significant, such as heart defects. Before birth, Turner syndrome may be suspected prenatally based on prenatal cell-free DNA screening, a method to screen for certain chromosomal abnormalities in a developing baby using a blood sample from the mother or prenatal ultrasound. Prenatal ultrasound of a baby with Turner syndrome may show large fluid collection on the back of the neck or other abnormal fluid collections, heart abnormalities, and abnormal kidney. Signs of Turner syndrome at birth or during infancy may include wide or web-like neck, low-set ears, broad chest with widely spaced nipples, high, narrow roof of the mouth, arms that turn outward at the elbows, fingernails and toenails that are narrow and turned upward. It may also include swelling of the hands and feet, especially at birth, slightly smaller than average height at birth, slowed growth, cardiac defects, low hairline at the back of the head, receding or small lower jaw, and short fingers and toes. So here we have an example of what Turner syndrome can look like on a baby. So there's the low posterior hairline, the web neck, and other stuff that you can see in Turner syndrome. The most common signs in almost all girls, teenagers, and young women with Turner syndrome are short stature and ovarian insufficiency due to ovarian failure that may have occurred by birth or gradually during childhood, the teen years, or young adulthood. Signs and symptoms of these include slowed growth, no growth spurts at expected times in childhood, adult height significantly less than might be expected for a female member of the family, failure to begin sexual changes expected during puberty, sexual development that stalls during teenage years, early end to menstrual cycles not due to pregnancy. For most women with Turner syndrome, inability to conceive a child without fertility treatment. So this is what Turner syndrome can look like to teenagers and adults. So for our expecting mothers out there, this is what you need to remember when to see a doctor. Sometimes it's difficult to distinguish the signs and symptoms of Turner syndrome from other disorders. It's important to get a prompt, accurate diagnosis and appropriate care. See your doctor if you have concerns about physical or sexual development. For the causes, most people are born with two sex chromosomes. Boys inherit the X chromosome from their mothers and the Y chromosome from their fathers. Girls inherit one X chromosome from each parent. In girls who have Turner syndrome, one copy of the X chromosome is missing, partially missing, or altered. The genetic alterations of Turner syndrome may be one of the following: monosomy, mosaicism. Monosomy is the complete absence of an X chromosome, generally occurs before of an error in the father's sperm or in the mother's egg. This results in every cell in the body having only one X chromosome. Mosaicism, in some cases, an error occurs in cell division during early stages of fetal development. This results in some cells in the body having two complete copies of the X chromosome. Other cells have only one copy of the X chromosome. So other genetic alterations are X chromosome abnormalities and Y chromosome material. So here we have an example of a karyotype from a female with Turner syndrome. So as you can see, she lacks one chromosome. So supposedly she's supposed to have 46 chromosomes, but she only has 45. Let's go on to the effect of the chromosomal errors. The missing or altered X chromosome of Turner syndrome causes errors during fetal development and other developmental problems after birth. For example, short stature, ovarian insufficiency, and heart defects. Physical characteristics and health complications that arise from the chromosomal error vary greatly. For the risk factors, the loss or alteration of the X chromosome occurs randomly. Sometimes, it's because of a problem with the sperm or the egg, and other times, the loss or alteration of the X chromosome happens early in fetal development. Family history doesn't seem to be a risk factor, so it's unlikely that parents of one child with Turner syndrome will have another child with the disorder. So for the complications, Turner syndrome can affect the proper development of several body systems but varies greatly among individuals with the syndrome. Complications that can occur include heart problems. Also include high blood pressure, hearing loss, and vision problems. They also include kidney problems and autoimmune disorders. So skeletal problems and learning disabilities. Lastly, complications may include mental health issues, infertility, and pregnancy complications. Turner syndrome is a random genetic disorder that affects women. Usually, a woman has two X chromosomes. However, in women with Turner syndrome, one of these chromosomes is absent or abnormal. Genes are the blueprint for our bodies, governing factors such as growth, development, and functioning. Humans have 46 paired chromosomes, with 2 sex chromosomes that decide gender and 44 chromosomes that dictate other factors. Our estimated 30,000 genes are beaded along this tightly bundled strand. Usually, a female has 2 X chromosomes. However, in females with Turner syndrome, one of these chromosomes is absent or abnormal. For example, one of the arms of the affected chromosome might be missing, or the affected chromosome could have an unusual shape. The missing genes cause a range of anomalies and symptoms associated with this condition. The direct link between the missing genes and the particular problems is not yet well understood. With appropriate medical treatment and support, a girl or woman with Turner syndrome can lead a normal, healthy, and productive life. Treatment aims to correct any physical defects and help bring about puberty. So that's it for my presentation, and I hope you learned something and learned one thing about Turner syndrome. And remember, be extra kind and be extra understanding for the people around you.